Good morning, guys. Farmer Randy here. Today we want to talk about the community gardens and the school gardens at Caldwell Elementary School in McKinney. Caldwell has a garden club which meets all year long, which is part of the Junior Master Gardener program. The classroom side teaches the kids about water conservation and propagation and how to grow different things and how the whole process works. But we also have real gardens outside, which the kids help us with. When we're planting at that time, they help us plant. When we're harvesting, they help us harvest. And I know the kids enjoy all of that. I want to show you the gardens today, primarily, and show you what we're growing this year and talk about the gardens a little bit and how they got going and what we do with them. So I'm going to switch this around and get my face off of here and get the gardens on here. And we can go forward with this. Let me see how I do this. Okay, heading out to the gardens. So if you look out here in front of us, you can see the various raised beds we have. This white line down here, this white pipe that runs across here is our irrigation system. It's a drip style irrigation. There's timers set on each bed, so every day at the right time, the timers kick on, the water waters the bed, so we don't have to be here to water it. This first bed right here, with all these leaves going everywhere here, including up the trellis there, is our cucumber bed. We have 4 different kinds of cucumbers in here. Burpless, Marketmore 76s, Poinsett 76s, and lemon cucumbers. I'll give you an example of what they look like. Here's a cucumber right here, which will be ready to pick on Friday. If you look in there, you can see that nice big cucumber there. And over here to the left, that little round one tucked way back in there, that's a lemon cucumber. Cucumbers grow up a trellis, and we built the trellis so they can grow up and grow over the top. But it grows all around out here. If you dig around inside here, you probably find more cucumbers that will be ready soon. Here's a little tiny one right here that'll be ready pretty soon as well, another couple days. So this is our cucumbers. If I go around to the other side of the bed, over to this next bed, these things up here growing up the trellis and growing around it is our cantaloupe bed. Cantaloupes will also grow up a trellis. They'll hang on the trellis just fine. They don't need any extra support. I'll give you an example of a cantaloupe. There's a couple of them down here that'll be ready to harvest here in a week or so. But you can see these down here. It's kind of dark in there. So there's a couple of cantaloupes down in here, good sized ones. I think there's another one over here hiding under the leaves. Cantaloupes are interesting. If you give them a tug and they let go of the vine, then you know they're ready and they're ripe. If they don't let go all by themselves, they're not ready. And if you leave them alone, they'll just fall off the vine all by themselves when they're ripe. Over here to my right is our tomato bed this year. We planted 4 different kinds of tomatoes: yellow pears, Juliets, which are all cherry tomatoes, Better Boys, and Big Beef. And let me show you some of what's in here. Here's some Juliets down in here. Right down in there. That are starting to change color. And right behind it here are some yellow pear tomatoes. You look at them. They're yellow in color. Those are ripe. They look just like a little pear. These things are wild and growing all over the place. We're getting lots and lots of tomatoes out of them. If I come down to the other end here, this is where the Better Boys, Big Beefs are. And here's a couple of the bigger tomatoes in here. There's one there. This one down here is getting ripe really fast. The Better Boys and the Big Beefs are the slicer tomatoes, the kind you slice for putting on a sandwich. And they said these are growing all over the place. If I come back over to the cantaloupe bed here, we have a couple more things in here. These taller plants right here, this one here, there's 3 of them in there, are eggplant plants. No eggplants on them yet or flowers, but they will eventually. And this viney stuff right here is all sweet potato going all through here. as well as over here. These sweet potatoes are left over from last year for tubers that didn't get harvested and got missed in the ground and grew new stuff this year. This is the bed where the string beans used to be. Beans have gone by, so we pulled them all out, and I'll be replanting something in here in the next couple of weeks. And let me go over here, and here's our okra bed. Okra's doing well. It's a summer crop. It likes hot weather. If you look down inside here, there's a little okra right there. There's probably other ones in here. I think there's a bigger one over here. There's a couple of okras in there. And there's an okra flower as well. Really nice flower. But those are the okras. And off to this side, I've got our corn. It's been a great season for corn. We've gotten 40 or 50 ears of corn out of there, and there's still some left in there. When that all finishes, this is where I'm going to replant the watermelons that didn't get covered up by the cucumbers. Right down here we have zucchini and yellow squash. They're just getting going, although we've had a couple out of them already. And then pumpkins. This is where the pumpkins grow. And we'll have lots of pumpkins, I expect, later in the season. None in there yet, but we'll have them. Last but not least, over here, there's pepper plants in here. They aren't doing great this year, but they are here. They are growing some. Let me see if I can find something in here. Maybe a jalapeno would be the easiest to find. Here's a jalapeno pepper right here. And then down here in this open space, we've got garlic planted for next year. This stuff out here growing kind of wild around is watermelon. We call it volunteer because we didn't plant it, it just grew itself. So that's our Caldwell Gardens, guys. Any questions, give your questions to Kimberly, and she can get them back to us. Let me scan across again. These are the Caldwell Elementary School Gardens in McKinney, Texas. Take care. Bye.